Welcome back, guys. It's Jesse Tyler Ridgway, and in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at how I made $400,000. That's how many zeros? 1, 2, 3. For just one sponsored video. We're also be taking an inside look at some of the industry's deepest, dark, well-kept secrets of how much does an influencer make for a sponsored post? How much do you get paid for selling your soul to the devil? I'm gonna give you all those secrets and more, but first, just drop a like on this video, guys. Make sure you're subscribed. We're still giving away $5,000 once we hit 100,000 subscribers. You just gotta show some love in the comments. And you should be, if you're here, you must love me or this, what we're talking about. You must love money. It's nice. I like money too. Last week, we discussed how much you can make in 1 month with YouTube ad revenue alone. This time, we're talking about how much you can make in just one video alone, and believe it or not, that can total more than advertisement revenue. Most YouTubers and just influencers in general will make more off of a sponsored post, video, or picture than they could make an entire month of YouTube ad revenue. Sometimes I've seen it where a YouTuber or influencer makes more in that one post than they could make in the entire year. Heck, even some beauty influencers or some models, they'll take an Instagram picture with a product or endorsing some makeup, lipstick, clothing, you name it. They'll sometimes get paid 7 figures for one post. It would take some people a lifetime of work to amass the amount of wealth that they get from just one image on a screen. Think about that for a second. Now, my deals aren't that crazy or haven't been over the years, even at my peak. However, I will say right now that when I get 10 million views a month on YouTube, which is astronomical, that would say equal $10,000 in ad revenue. We talked about this. I could only get, say, 100 to 200,000 views on a sponsored video and make $10,000 from that. I'm gonna repeat that one more time. 10 million views for a month in ad revenue equals 10 grand, yet one video with 100 to 200,000 views could also equal 10 grand. AKA, you can make your whole month's paycheck with just one video. And that is why brand deals are so important. Now, some of you are probably asking, like, okay, what is a brand deal exactly? I don't understand. It is simply when an influencer endorses a product and they're reached out via email. I'll get into that process later on in this video. But just imagine where last week we explored ad revenue, right? Companies are paying a certain dollar amount to Google so that Google can show their advertisements on videos and get a certain amount of impressions or eyeballs seeing that advertisement. Now, a brand deal is when that company doesn't go through Google. The brand goes directly to the influencer or creator and says, here's this much money. Can you get this many sales for us? Or can you get this many impressions for us? And we'll pay you this dollar amount. A brand deal is basically cutting out the middleman, which always nets more profits for whoever the influencer is. A lot of my friends that are influencers, they do make the majority of their money from brand deals, assuming that they are brand friendly. That's another important fact. So what is the process? Say you're watching this video, you already know how to make ad revenue and the grind on YouTube. And we can, if you guys are more interested in a larger ad revenue video or YouTube growth tips, please sound off in the comments because I would love to talk about this. We can have a whole series or playlist of videos dedicated surely just to growing on social media. But to get a brand deal, you basically have to just start growing an audience, start getting views and engagements on your videos or posts. More often than not, say you have an Instagram account or a Twitter account that is starting to blow up. Say you have 10,000 followers on Instagram. Believe it or not, if you check that other section of your DMs, you might have a direct message from a company trying to reach out for, an endorsement of one of their products, perhaps even commission-based deals, or maybe even percentage off in sales just for having higher following, and could tag them in pictures. So DMs is one way, say for Instagram, TikTok, that's definitely happening right now. That's right, you can grow your TikTok following and actually start getting brand DMs. It's crazy. Everyone's in there. Everyone's sliding in them. But more often than not, what happens is a brand reaches out via email and they get your email through the little about section on your YouTube page, or if you're on Instagram or some of these other platforms, you can actually put a business email in there and they'll just get in touch with you for that. All of a sudden you wake up one morning, and this is what happened to me. It happens to me every week. All of a sudden I'll give a different brand. Some are scams. Some are completely illegitimate companies. Some are just phishing, trying to get you to click on links. Some are overseas, and I can't even understand the email, but I can tell it's a brand email. There's like a little dollar, or what I think is a dollar sign in that. They're trying to get you to endorse products that you don't even ever heard of them. You don't believe in them. They're offering you terrible rates. Trust me, I've seen it all. But that's where the magic happens, actually, is in the email, the business email. I remember I barely had any audience at all. I think I maybe had my first 30,000 subscribers, and I had received an offer in an email. I think it was only to make like $200-300, which wasn't bad at the time. But it just showed me that because I had my email out and about, and I said business inquiries, and I had a little bit of a passionate audience, people were willing to pay money to activate that. Food for thought, guys. So for all the crappy emails you get, all of a sudden you might get one winner, and it's Raid Shadowland. What is it? Raid Shadow. Sometimes you F up the talking points, and they don't like that. I'll get into talking points in a sec. I'll just say Raid Shadow Legends. It became a meme because they shell out so much marketing dollars to get on so many influencers' channels. I actually did one of those deals for $10,000 just to shout them out. One video for 2 minutes, which actually makes me think, guys, let's jump into this video. Let me talk about my personal deals, and hopefully you can gain some insights from this. Jackpot Poker, Audible, Best Fiends, Dollar Shave Club, HelloFresh. These are all companies I've worked with in the past that have paid me around $8,000 to $12,000 for just one video. Now you're probably thinking, you overprivileged piece of, how are you getting, that is so much money for just one video. Now I remember when I was younger, that's how I felt and thought. I was like, well, that is way too much money to be earning for some person for just one post? Like that's what most people make in like 3 months. And then I keep forgetting this cardinal rule. If you have people's attention, and if they are demanding something from you, if they're demanding to see you, if you have control of eyeballs, that is worth so much money, because for every business is the same. They want to make money and they need customers. You need customers to make money. So all everyone needs is people. So if you have a direct line to the people, that means you got dollars. And like I said, if it's a direct line, no middlemen, you're gonna get some serious bang for your buck. And that's why more often than not, if you're getting the diluted advertisement revenue from YouTube, because it's gotta pass from the brand to Google, there might even be some third-party exchanges in the mix, and then it gets to you. Whereas these brand deals are going straight from the actual product or company to you. They're just handing you the bag of cash, and you're just delivering them the eyes, and then you win and rinse and repeat. So what exactly is a brand deal? Like, what do you have to do? And that's the thing, every single one is different. So say HelloFresh, for example. I had to cook 3 different meals and talk about it for at least like 6 minutes of the video. A lot of brands will outline these in a term sheet, and they'll call these things deliverables. So the deliverables that I want from you is I want a 6-minute shout out in a dedicated YouTube video. I want to tweet about our company that has hashtag ad in it, and that's just following FTC guidelines. If you're doing a sponsored post or video, you have to put hashtag ad in there, or that it's sponsored. And more often than not, the company will actually outline a bunch of talking points. They will tell you what to say. The better companies will sort of allow you to do things in your own way. They'll allow you to freely explore your own talking points. However, more often than not, you'll do a video, send it to the company, and they'll be like, no, you gotta re-edit that because you didn't say word for word what we want you to. And some companies are a little more strict, some are a little more lenient. A lot of the companies I've worked with have been super awesome. They've actually allowed me to creatively do whatever I wanted to do. There was a Audible deal at the end of the Psycho series. I'm like losing my in the room, and then all of a sudden I'm like, download Audible, guys. I've been in here listening to audiobooks. They've been helping me feel a lot better. And it's like, what? This kid just did a brand deal while losing his mind in a room. There's also Dollar Shave Club. I mean, they'd allowed us to, rip booby traps off of Swift and show his body like on the ad, and I was able to drop ping pong balls on him. So there's been a lot of things we could do creatively that companies were on board for, because they thought, hey, if that's what you need to directly communicate with your audience and to get them to click the link, because that's usually a part of the deal as well. So usually there's the ask. So there's educating them, making them aware of this product, and then there's the link. So you got to have a link usually in the description or at the top of a comment that's pinned, or on Instagram, it's like a swipe up and there's a link in there. That's kind of where you ask your audience to deliver the goods. And depending on how many clicks you get, will decide if the company is going to work with you again. If you're actually able to help convert a lot of new users for them or make them some money in sales, then generally they'll be knocking on your door again and saying, hey, we'd love to do another deal with you, or maybe even potentially strike up a larger partnership. And I'm sure you've seen these influencer deals before. There was Keem with G Fuel, you know, or there was David Dobrik with SeatGeek. There's Mr. Beast with Honey. And some speculative on just how much those deals are worth. I mean, for David and Mr. Beast, they're probably well into the six-figure deals. Talking potentially $200,000 for just one video. Now, Keemstar with G Fuel, that's another interesting case. There's different kinds of brand deals. The ones I've been mostly referring to are known as flat fee deals. So they say, here's $8,000, you do a video on that, then you get paid 30 days later. Now with G Fuel, there's also an affiliate or commission-based deal. So you would shout out a company, you'd put the link in the description, you actually get a percentage of whatever sales that you convert. You know, you bring 1,000 people over to this company and they actually sign up or pay some dollar amount. And the deal is that you get $20 for every sign up. If you got 1,000 people to sign up, that's $20,000, and that's because you crushed it. That kind of system rewards those who push harder, work harder, and have a more creative product. So if you really crush it for a company, bring them that many sales, you're gonna make more money too. So they're incentivizing the brand deal. Now there's also another type. This might be my favorite. There's no money exchange whatsoever between the company and the influencer because money is not needed because they're giving you free stuff. I've gotten a free beanbag chair. I've got a free virtual reality helmet. I got a free decked out PC. The VR and the laptop, that was just within the last year. My favorite of all things is Pop Chips. I get free chips for life. All I have to do is email Pop Chips, say, hey, yo, I ran out of chips. I'll get a shipment sent right to my house of say like 100 bags. I'm good for now. I've eaten way too many of those things. I'm like, dude, if I eat one more Pop Chip, I'm gonna turn into a potato. Now, these companies do not pay me a cent. They're just giving me free stuff. And the thought process here is they know that by giving me something free, I'm probably gonna have it in the background of a video, or I might talk about it. I might show them some love back. I might be like, yo, Pop Chips, thanks for all the free chips. And that might convert to my fans using or eating some chips or using the Oculus. Whatever it is, they're technically getting value by giving me free stuff. It's why YouTubers might give their other YouTube friends their merch because they're like, oh, okay, they're probably gonna have it on in a video at some point. Now let's get into some personal deals. I clickbaited you guys. I said $400,000 for one video. That's a lot of money. Can you tell me how? Because I would love to recreate that deal. So my lowest brand deal was for free. You know, they send me some stuff. I've done one for as low as $500. Pop Chips actually did hook me up $500 to promote a new flavor for them. I would do it for a lower rate because I like the company. However, my biggest deal ever, and scaling up, I've done most of my deals happen in the like $10,000 range. But I've done deals, live stream deals for like $24,000, $30,000. Also, if you guys want to get me talking about TV show offers and other offers like that, I could do a whole separate video on that. But I got offered $400,000 just to put my videos, my regular videos I was putting on YouTube, onto a platform called Vessel. All I had to do is put those videos on there 48 hours beforehand. Now that's more of like a licensing deal, but that's still another form of a sponsorship or a branded deal. I ended up declining mainly because it was during Sega Series and I was in such real time that I couldn't justify getting, you know, a videos 48 hours every time. We were filming the day of and it was just too much already. I mean, that was a lot of money. I'm sure there was a way I could have made it work, but at the time I was so stressed and anxious and I was like, yo, I can't pull that off. That's too much work. But holy crap, that's insane. So for that full year, I would have had a guaranteed salary of $400,000. And that's no ad rev, that's nothing else, that's just that. It's a similar licensing or exclusivity deal as you might see with a lot of streamers happening. Somebody gets a Mixer deal, Twitch deal, YouTube Gaming, Facebook Live. These exclusive deals, you can look at them as not just a one-off video, but perhaps a 1 year long contract. But when you think about it, they'll be shouting out the company for a year over. So you're basically paying for 365 days worth of branded post. And that's when you get into the crazy dollar signs. That's when you see the, you know, 9-figure, $100 million, $10 million deals, because it's just so valuable to literally lock somebody up like that. It's a lot. There's a lot going on, guys. There's a lot of money to be made. And I really want everybody, like a lot of what we're starting with on this channel is just throwing all these big numbers out there because I want everybody watching to truly understand how much money you can make in the digital industry. So that way it motivates and inspires you to want to push harder. What do you say we wrap this thing up? Let's chat on my comfy chair. Oh, it's like I got an IV in me. I'm getting old for this, guys. That's why I'm passing all the knowledge on to you. Drop some likes if you enjoyed this conversation. It's more important than ever that you guys understand the financial side to this digital industry. That's what motivated me to get going, was I realized that there is money to be had in this, because I believed that there wasn't. I believed in this narrative that there was no dollars to be had in YouTube or Twitter or Facebook, but like it's the exact opposite. This is where the world's millionaires are being made right now. And it's only going to get juicier. Ad spend is only getting up. A lot of traditional money keeps pulling over to digital. Companies are coming over and they're offering bigger bags. And there's like never been a better time to get grinding on whatever platform you're most passionate about, whatever kind of content you're most passionate about. So we covered a lot about brand deals, sponsorships, and some of you guys are maybe thinking like, I don't know if I can get a sponsorship because I don't have that big of an audience, but believe it or not, you don't need that big of one. If you cultivated a small, passionate community, that's all you really need. One thing I would like you to keep in mind is, for me on my McJuggernuts channel, it's definitely a lot edgier. So I never was the go-to for brand deals, even though I was pulling maybe 100 million views a month at one point. Brands are a little bit more traditional in the sense that they are so big, so massive, that they have to worry about appealing to every demographic, every audience, every age, every gender. So if the content's a little edgier, they might not only are you not going to get the good ads on YouTube, you're also not going to be offered the good high quality brand deals. I know a lot of YouTubers making 6 figures monthly just from direct brand sponsorships. So if you're creating your brand or you're growing a channel or you're following, I would just keep that in mind if it's brand deals that you want. I would also encourage that all the deals that I've taken over the years, I've been offered hundreds, thousands of different things, different products, companies, some I've heard of, some I haven't. But most importantly, I never wanted to sell out, and that was, compromise my own morals or beliefs. So a lot of what I've sold or have endorsed have been products that I believe in too. It's a lot easier to sell it when you're actually interested or passionate about the thing. You also don't need to be neither of those things for the product. You could just want the money, and that's fine too, because I've definitely been tempted to do that. And if you need money, I was going to say something to shout out, but we're trying to keep it PG on this channel, so I can't get those brand deals, guys. Ow! I almost wasn't PG right there. Some final words of advice would be to just keep growing your small, passionate audience and encourage engagement. Companies love more than anything. You could have a YouTuber or influencer that has, say, 1 million followers. It doesn't matter actually to the company. What matters more is how engaged that audience is. You could have 1 million followers, they get a crazy brand deal, and they convert nothing for the company because the followers don't really care that much. You could have somebody with 10,000 followers and they like every post. Then all of a sudden you do a brand deal with that company for a lower dollar amount and you converted so much traffic, then they're like, okay, let's do a better deal because you're giving us more value than the bigger channel. So I would encourage whatever audience you do have to engage with you. Really forge a close connection. Helps across the board. And then the other thing is, if you really are looking to score a brand deal, don't just wait for those magical emails to show up in your folder. Believe it or not, go out to the companies that you're interested in. Now, if you send an email to Disney because you're looking to get, Mickey Mouse deal or something, I mean, they're way too big to consider that, especially if you're a smaller size. However, feel free to reach out to companies in your local area. I mean, I've done a deal with Dodge's Market, which is a local food place near me, and I get free food there now. I mean, you could easily get a small startup company that's growing in your area or someone you find online, and maybe you just wearing a t-shirt in your videos could net you $500 extra a month. And you could definitely just find their business email and inquire about something. If you have an idea, pursue it. Don't think that it's too crazy. And that includes hitting up your favorite YouTuber, somebody you look up to, or a company, or you can see yourself helping this product or brand grow and it'd be cool to, whatever it is. Lay it out on the line and try and seek the deal that you want to have. And you might get a lot of no's, but all that matters is you get one yes and you land your first deal. So guys, good luck out there. Let me know thoughts, comments below. You guys help create the videos for each week with your topics. Be sure to subscribe, all that good stuff, because we got $5,000 we're giving away. There's a brand deal right there. All right, y'all, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.